Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, big news from Naomi as the Women's World title is vacated.
A major update on John Cena versus Brock Lesnar.
AEW has extended a missing wrestler's contract.
And a big update on this weekend's Forbidden Door pay-per-view. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
All right, we're going to kick this one by talking. Great start. That's how videos work.
Yeah.
Naomi. Let's talk about Naomi.
Oh.
She's pregnant.
Wonderful
as announced.
News.
Yeah, great news. As announced on last night's episode of Raw. So last week there was a big old chunk of speculation about her status. We made a video about it because she was announced as not being cleared to compete against Io Sky. It was against Io Sky, right? On Raw. It was announced the day of the show, so very last minute. Led to a bunch of people going, what the heck is going on? There was no word on why. And usually when the reason for somebody not being cleared to compete is withheld, it's for a good reason. It's usually something personal, like this. So there was speculation. People were talking about, well, they haven't said it's an injury. Maybe, something else. Naomi's spoken about wanting to start a family, all of that stuff. Nobody reported it, which is the responsible thing to do. It's her news to share. Her and Jimmy Uso's news to share. And she broke it on last night's episode of Raw. So... also, she was on Stephanie McMahon's podcast in between. Clips were getting out and stuff. But they
went right up to saying it without saying it, and then they aired the footage last night, didn't they?
Pretty much. So, that was the gimmick. Like Naomi, they built it up. She's got a huge announcement. Her dad was on Instagram going, "Tune into Raw." He's a WWE guy now that he did his guitar intro.
Of course, what a legend.
Respect to Pop and Naomi.
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, so she came out. And she said, hey, I'm going to roll a clip from Stephanie McMahon's podcast. And on it, she confirmed that her and Jimmy Uso are expecting their first child together.
Wonderful.
Which is great news. She's taking time off for a great reason, not because she's injured or anything like that. So, shout-outs to them. Now, she stayed in character for the rest of the promo.
I like this.
Which I appreciate, because usually when someone has a big life update, it's a heel, they go pure babyface. Naomi was just like, no, I'm not giving you my title. I already had to do this once before. I'm not doing it again, Chief. But yeah, she kind of refused to hand it over. Adam Pearce was totally pied off. It was great.
Nah.
I ain't handing you like you say.
Good line.
She basically told him, get the hell out of the ring, which was awesome. But then she said the locker room had her husband to thank for her going away. What was the line? Big Jim and Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fun. But then she said if it wasn't for that, she'd be spending the next year putting them down in the ground. She then said the locker room had 9 months to get ready.
9 months and change.
Yeah,
because wrestling fans, just because she's pregnant doesn't mean in 9 months' time exactly she'll be returning.
Exactly. You don't have the baby on Friday and then come back on Monday. Right? These things take some time.
It's like the people saying, wait a second, but she was wrestling 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, she just learned about it.
Yeah, you don't get how this works, do you really, mate?
People love to think they're experts on stuff they know nothing about.
Yeah.
And look, this is something I know nothing about, but I know that much.
Yeah, sometimes wrestling fans do expose themselves sometimes to these sorts of things.
So there's some more details as well, because there's more clips from Stephanie's podcast, which is called What's Your Story? Morning Glory, presumably. But yeah, Naomi apparently found out last week before Raw. That's why it was so last minute, right, with the EO thing. She said, in my hotel room, I'd been feeling a little different, a little weird. I just wanted to take a test to find out and make sure, and kind of rule it out. Not thinking because it's been a long journey with fertility issues that I've had. So yeah, I really just didn't think it was possible. She went over some issues she's had and some procedures she's been under. She's had to go through. In 2022, she had a specific procedure to remove some fibroids, that put her out for 6 months. And she said that it's still a high-risk pregnancy, the current one, but everything is going really well so far. And she says she just needs to have a few more checkups more often. But she's off to a good start. So great news. Congratulations to the two of them.
Yeah, this put a huge, huge smile on my face this morning. So happy for the both of them, like you say, and for the bloodline to continue. She also pointed out.
Indeed. I mean, there's probably about 40.
I think that legacy's set, don't worry.
Yeah, we're good.
But yeah, it's one of those things, like you say, last week we were talking all about it, and everyone was sort of half speculating without wanting to say it, because it's personal, like
it's their business.
You can sit there and say, I think maybe someone's, tweaked their knee or, broken their arm or whatever. This sort of thing, you don't want to be sitting there saying, I reckon it's this. Whether you prove right or wrong, you're a knobhead if you say it, basically. But yeah, it's a fantastic story. And I saw some idiots online being like, oh, bet you wish she didn't do this. She's just in her prime as world champion. She's wanted to start a family for a long time. She's had fertility issues. I think she'd take it, let's be perfectly honest.
Some things are bigger than wrestling.
Yeah, and, as genuinely as someone who went through something similar when we were trying to have a kid, it's awesome to see someone go through this. And I know she's 37, and she said that might have affected things, but she had one of her ovaries removed.
Yes.
Amazing news, though, to find out she's pregnant. And I think she might be one of the biggest baby faces in WWE when she returns. I don't think this feeling towards her is going to dissipate. Everyone was so ecstatic when she won Money in the Bank and cashed in, and they were excited for this run as champion. But this is arguably even better than if she'd had to go away because of an injury. This is such wonderful news. She's going to go away. It's probably going to be, 12 months, you would say, at least?
Yeah.
That it's going to be. So there's a potential that they just say, you know what, just spend some time at home and come back at the Royal Rumble, perhaps.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm not going to speculate as to when she's going to return, obviously.
Obviously not the 2026
Royal
Rumble.
Not this year, idiots. I mean 2027 Royal Rumble.
Imagine. It's crazy.
But yeah, this is one of those things that, like you say, sort of supersedes wrestling.
Yeah,
it's just wonderful.
Exactly. It's bigger than silly fiction.
Yeah.
Her crowd reactions were already quite interesting because she cashed in as a heel and she was cheered. So to me, that's crap and broken. But this is much bigger than that. She's the return's going to pop off. So great for her. Great news. And good. Her and Jimmy, it sounds like they've been wanting to start a family for ages.
Sounds like they've not been proceeding with caution.
Yeah. Hey,
lovely.
Gimmicks. But yeah,
well
good news.
Done. Congratulations.
Yes.
Right, let's get back to silly wrestling news. And John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Loads of talk about this at the moment, and all signs seemingly pointing towards the September PLE. What was it, Lollapalooza? No, that was it, WrestlePalooza. It's going to be called, or No Way Out, or whatever. It's
Coachella.
Yeah, it's counteracting All Out, of course, September 20th of this year. And now there's been more updates from the wonderful Brian Alvarez posting to his subscribers on X.
The wonderful Brian Alvarez.
The wonderful Brian.
And the sexy Dave Meltzer.
I still want to meet him. He's one of the reasons why I got back into wrestling, Brian Alvarez. I used to love his rants on TNA, basically.
-5 stars. Yeah, he's good.
The working plan is for Cena and Brock Lesnar to headline the show on September 20th, and it will possibly air on ESPN, and potentially we'll see the rest of WWE PLEs this year going out on ESPN as well. Now, that is, of course, off the back of this huge ESPN deal, which was supposed to kind of kick in 2026.
Yeah.
But sounds like all parties are keen to just get this thing started and do something big with it.
Yeah.
It's interesting as well to note a report from Body Slam alongside this, that whilst this match is set, there is a bit of an internal argument as to who should go over in it. Obviously, this is John Cena's retirement tour, but this is Brock Lesnar's first match in, 2 years? Some people think, it's important for John Cena to get the win here, and some people think, no, Brock's coming back. We need to do something big with Brock, and him beating John Cena is the right move. Personally, I'd like John Cena to win, but...
for reasons.
Mm-hmm.
In kayfabe, I would have him lose. I would have him lose quite spectacularly, actually. I like hierarchy in wrestling. I like... some people should be positioned clearly above other people. That's how it should work. Not everyone should be 50-50. Not everyone should go toe-to-toe with everyone. John Cena, the story is that he's the aging gunslinger. He's going out. He's at the very final stages of his wrestling career. For me, there's no kayfabe argument for him beating Brock Lesnar.
No.
Because if you're going to use Brock Lesnar again, he needs, he's going to be around more. He's not retiring. John Cena, in kayfabe, should be physically and mentally shot at this point.
Yeah, this isn't a losing streak. He's probably going to beat loads Logan Paul in the interim, actually, yeah.
Well, this is it. He should beat Logan Paul, but like someone like a Brock Lesnar, or if he faces a Roman Reigns or a Cody, he should lose definitively because he's...
Or Gunther.
Yeah, exactly. He should be positioned as a clear rung below them now, because physically and mentally that, in kayfabe, is where he's at. So I would put Brock over for purely wrestling reasons. We'll see what they end up doing. I think John should lose to every big name he faces, because that's realistic and that's a better story than I'm finished but I beat everyone, which is not realistic.
I completely agree with what you're saying there. One question. It might be slightly dependent on who he faces. Should he lose his last match?
Depends on the opponent. Depends on the opponent for me.
I think Cena wins, lol.
Yeah, he beats Cody in 10.
Wins it back.
Wins the belt again. Lol. I would have him lose preferably. If it's a younger wrestler, gives him a nice rub. If it's a big name for the reasons I've just articulated, I'm also a big fan of wrestlers going out on their shield, putting someone over on the way out. I think it's just the best way to do business because it helps the next person up. However, if his last match is against a joker like Logan Paul, in no universe should John Cena ever lose to that kind of number.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, me and Sage were sort of debating this on a podcast recently. We can't with Dominic Mysterio, but he's going to be AAA champion by the time that match rolls around, so that can't happen. But someone like Dom, I'd have Cena go over as a nice moment. But I absolutely agree. If his last match is some big thing of like wrestling's past versus, Bron Breakker, wrestling's future.
Yeah, there you go.
Bron should not be getting AA'd.
This is it. I would go, I hate moments. I would kill the moment first type of storytelling, and I would go for what's the best story over what's the most memorable moment, because we're all TikTok brained, we're all brain rotted, slop is dribbling out of our ears. Let's get back to telling good stories, and to me, a good story is John Cena putting someone over on the way out, rather than, look at nice moment, what a moment.
He can AA some knobhead afterwards if you want to have a big moment afterwards.
Yeah, just get rid of the moments. Just get rid of them. Like, tell a good story. Get back to storytelling.
Yes.
Kill this Instagram reel, goldfish bowl, nothing makes sense, garbage. Tell good stories.
Yeah.
John Cena, put someone over, please.
Yeah.
Just, I don't care about you. You can celebrate in the ring with ticker tapes and stuff afterwards. It's
Travis
fine.
Scott. Put Travis Scott over.
Exactly.
In your last match.
That's exactly what I was getting at. Put Travis Scott over. Right, anyway, shall we talk about Danhausen?
I'm scared.
Cursed. This is kind of a cursed story because he's had his contract extended due to injury. This is from Fightful Select. They note that Danhausen, originally his contract was supposed to expire with AEW on the 1st of July. However, due to his injuries, it is now extended well into 2026.
Ooh.
Now, there was
talk of him going to the Fed, wasn't there?
There was indeed. Now, the reason that I do not like this is because apparently Danhausen had requested that if AEW isn't going to use him creatively, they shouldn't pick up the option on his contract. So here he said, this is what Fightful wrote. It was believed that Danhausen had requested they not pick up the option and that he was ready to leave the company after barely being used the past few years. Apparently, there have been no creative plans for Danhausen as of late, which you can see from TV. He returned, I think, was a Supercard of Honor final battle, whatever the end of year show for Ring of Honor is. He was on that, and then he disappeared again, which has been the story of his last few years. Look, wrestlers sign these contracts and they know the power that the promotion holds. Promotions have the ability to extend contracts due to injury. If someone wants to leave your company and they don't want it to be picked up, I would let them go. I would just let them go. What is the use on holding someone to a contract that you're not booking? What is the use of pissing them off further? What is the value in keeping hold of them? Just let them go. If they want to leave and the contract's up, don't extend it, just let it go. I hate it when WWE does this, and I don't like it when AEW does it either.
Yeah, absolutely.
It sucks.
Yeah, and I would really have hoped that we'd have moved past this by 2025. I get it in the early years of like, no, you signed, like you say, we've got you, and if we don't want to do anything for you and make sure you don't go to the opposition for the length of time that you signed for. Again, I agree the option thing's arguably even worse.
Yeah.
Because it's the thing of, right, you signed for 3 years, the 3 years or whatever it is, are about to expire, and you're like, right, I'll make plans somewhere else. Obviously, you've got nothing for me. Mm-hmm. That's fine, It is what it is. We both know what we're entering into.
It happens.
Right, you're just going to sign me to stay at home for another year. I think it's needless. And I don't think there's a name right now, unless John Cena, gets stem cell treatment and suddenly reverts back to, being 25 again. I don't think there's anyone who could go either way that's going to suddenly transform what we're looking at.
Yeah,
I think they're set in their positions now.
Yeah, for sure.
And this, war is what it is. Especially someone like Danhausen. I love Danhausen.
Yeah, I love that. Like, everyone knows I put Danhausen over all the time. I think he's great. And I think, it's really, really cool seeing a guy kind of figure out a gimmick that people love and gets over, and then making the absolute most out of it. That being said, I don't think if Danhausen goes to WWE or whatever, he's headlining WrestleMania next year. No. I don't,
Him versus Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, he could go there and be fun because he's always fun and he rules. Or he could just go on the indies and make millions of dollars from merch sales because who doesn't want that guy on their t-shirt?
See the t-shirt he gave to Punk recently?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's
him twice, Bret Hart and AJ Lee.
He's got it figured out, man. Danhausen's he's got it figured out.
Keeping all under that big hat of his,
which is full of teeth.
Yes,
we know. So yeah, I would just look, if he doesn't want to be there, just you've not used him. What's the point?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? What is the? Yes, you have the power to do that, but that doesn't mean you should. IMO. I would just let him go. Let that spooky boy go, and he can go to the Fed, or he can go to TNA, or he can do the Indies, or he can win the G1 Climax next year. Why not? 20-minute go over evil in 5 seconds. But who's really the most evil wrestler?
Takeshita won it this year.
Find out. Yeah, he did.
Congratulations.
He beat Evil. Thank goodness.
Yeah. That was a real
House of torture.
Pick 'em, wasn't it?
Yeah, House of
Please
torture.
God, let Takeshita win.
Torture when I have to watch that house. Yeah.
Check out our interview with Danhausen. It's a lot of fun.
I
And it gets
that.
interrupted for violence with Brody King.
God bless all the great corpsmen in wrestling.
Indeed. But staying with AEW, of course, this weekend is Forbidden Door in London. And loads of speculation. The card looks really exciting. Loads of speculation as to what main events that show. And Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio saying he understandably expects the lights-out steel cage 10-man match to main event. Also stating that several people in the match are going in already injured, so that could play a role in how the match goes down. Yeah, not exactly a walk in the park, a lights-out steel cage match. And you sense, especially, with it being in London, Will Ospreay, for example, is not going to hold back in there. But yeah, really, I'm going to the show, lucky enough to have got myself a ticket. Very excited for that. And I think the lineup's really good.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people are losing their minds over this story. I've seen a lot of people go, how can they be in a cage match if they're injured? Well, there's 10 people in that match and they can just chill, right? Will Ospreay is busted all the way up. The word was that he was going to try and make this show and then go away for a bit more of an extended period. I imagine he will do something because he's Will Ospreay.
Yep.
Yeah, and he will want to put on a show. But look, if you're, I don't know, I'm just picking a name. If you're Hiroshi Tanahashi, you don't have to do a high fly flow off the top of the cage, right? The thing is, there's 10 people in there. Not everyone needs to take a crazy bump, right? 2 people can take crazy bumps, and the 8 injured people can hide. It's probably, and if there's any wrestlers in the comments, let me know, or online watching this. But I'd imagine it would be more damaging to Will Ospreay and injured wrestler. Let's say Jon Moxley's busted up, right?
Yeah.
I'd imagine it would be a lot more damaging for them to have a 30-minute singles match where they can't hide and they can't take breaks.
I agree.
Than it would a 10-person cage where they can just chill.
Yeah, people seem to act like you're going to be sat there watching it and going, God, why isn't Will Ospreay done anything? You'll be too busy going, why isn't Will Ospreay? Oh my God, what's that person doing over there?
Yeah, Claudio's just done a triple dragon flipper.
If you're watching the show or going to the show, you're going to get insane bumps regardless.
It's okay. Just chill. We don't have to be safety police all the time.
No,
just
exactly.
Tranquilo.
Exactly. They're not going in with their arm hanging off going, well, I'll just patch it up, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
they're going to work within their limitations. Will Ospreay's going to be insane because he always is. Love you, Will. I think, I agree, by the way, as much as I love the world title, and I'm very excited to see MJF win it on the weekend, that time too. I think it merits putting this after the world title match because you can't really follow it, can you?
Yeah.
As much as I'm very excited to see Paige versus MJF, after this, there's not a lot that they can do that's going to get people like, whoa.
And also, like, by definition, it's a lights out match, so it kind of has to go last. Because the idea is it's like, no, we are not commissioning this.
Yes, unless they're like, afterwards, right, we're going to put 10p in the meter now, and then the lights come back on, obviously.
I think that's how the O2 works.
Yes, it is. It's a coin operator.
Yeah, Pat Butcher's in the back just...
You actually have to roll it down the edge of the Millennium Dome as it used to be.
That's how it goes. That's how it works. You have to ride over on that cable car they have as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise...
But yeah, if you go to the show and you see me, come and say hello. Always like it when I go to the shows and I hear, Andy Murray!
yeah. Rolf Harris. It's fun. I love stuff like that. I love it.
Very excited for Forbidden Door, though.
Most people just call me Adam as well.
Yeah, I don't mind.
That could be one of about 7 dudes.
Yeah, it's the same option in it with WhatCulture.
It rules. I love it, man. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts on everything we discussed in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and while you're at it, why not check out this video right here. Andy, what we got?
90 botches, mate.
What?
Loads of them. They're right here.
Give it a click.
Crazy.
Bye.
Crazy Carl.